we give it a good old mix, because what we need to do is to reduce this right down to a very fine powder. Now, the finer the powder, the better. In the modern factories that make the gunpowder today, this stuff would be done by huge machines with big heavy rollers, and it's compressed, this really fine mixture of dusts, into a solid cake. It is then broken up into different sized granules, and that regulates the speed of burning. So when you heard me fire that 12 bore just now, that was fairly small grain powder, and it burns fairly quick. This stuff is as crude as you can get, but we might just be able to make some fire if we're lucky. Okay, right, in here I've got a little container, and let me tell you, if you're expecting a huge explosion, you're not going to get it. What we want to do is to see if we can actually get the ingredients to catch fire to this. So then what we need is a fuse. We'll get the fuse in there. Here we've got a homemade fuse, a bit of tape and a little bit of powder. So that one goes in there like that. A few people are looking around thinking, is this real? Truly, it is real. Make sure we get proper ignition. It was a bit damp yesterday, so I want to make sure this works. Right, that goes in there like that. Open that one out, and we'll see if we can make fire. Of course, I'm going to look really stupid if this doesn't work, but if it does, happy days.
Go on, say the truth. You forgot the fuse yesterday morning.
Well, yeah, you don't need to be unnecessarily honest. Okay, right, here we go. So we got our mixture, and that's the saltpeter, the charcoal and the sulphur in the proportions that we talked about. That goes in there. Not very well crushed charcoal, no, we don't want that in there. And so that goes in. There's quite a lot of powder in there, Howell Morgan. I think that's going to be interesting. Right, and of course all we need now is to make sure everything is steady. Stay there. He says, I have to, Dad, because I'm tied to the ground with a great big piece of rope. Hey kids, are you ready? Here goes. So this is how it was done in the early days, possibly 3,000 years ago. Please don't go out, Mr. Fuse. Oh, and it works! Look at that! Was that good or what? Brilliant!